Most people want a better life but feel stuck or lost. The secret is simpler than you think. It starts with how you see the world. When you learn to focus on the good, believe in yourself, and expect positive outcomes, everything begins to change. Your mindset shapes your actions, and your actions shape your future. Change your thoughts, and you can truly change your life. 1. Power of perspective. Imagine waking up one morning and telling yourself, today, everything is working in my favor. Even if it's cloudy, even if yesterday was hard, even if things aren't perfect. Just imagine starting your day with that kind of thought. That small shift can completely change how your day unfolds. Because here's something important to understand. Your life is shaped by how you see things, not just by what happens to you. Two people can go through the same situation and walk away with completely different feelings. One may feel defeated while the other feels hopeful. Why? Because of how they looked at it. One saw a closed door, the other saw a new path opening. This is the power of perspective. It's the way your thoughts shape your experience. When you believe that life is unfair or that good things never happen to you, you start to see proof of that everywhere. You notice every setback, every mistake, every delay. But when you decide that life is always teaching you, always guiding you, always giving you something valuable, then even your hardest days become part of your growth. That doesn't mean you pretend everything is fine when it's not. It means you train your mind to look for meaning, to look for lessons, to look for strength, especially when things get tough. You don't have to make big changes all at once. Start with the way you speak to yourself. When something frustrating happens, instead of saying, "Why does this always happen to me?" try saying, "What is this here to teach me?" That question alone can open your mind to possibilities you never saw before. Start noticing the little good things, like the way the sun feels on your skin, the way someone held the door open, or the way you were able to calm yourself in a stressful moment. These are all signs that life is still working for you. They're easy to miss when your mind is full of worry. But when you shift your perspective, you begin to see them everywhere. There was a man who lost his job one day. He felt angry, scared, and lost. For a while, he stayed in that place of frustration. He thought life had turned against him, but slowly, he began to ask himself different questions. He thought, what else could I do? What have I always wanted to try? He remembered how much he enjoyed working with his hands, so he began fixing things for neighbors. One job led to another. Within a year, he had built something new, something that gave him more freedom and joy than his old job ever did. The situation didn't change overnight, but his perspective did. And that's what made all the difference. You see, life isn't about avoiding every challenge or waiting for perfect conditions. It's about how you choose to face what's in front of you. A positive perspective doesn't mean ignoring pain or pretending everything is great when it's not. It means believing that even the struggle has value. It means knowing that storms pass, that tough moments build strength, and that every day is a new chance to try again. Your thoughts are powerful. They can lift you up or pull you down. They can give you energy or take it away. So the question is, how are you choosing to see your life? If you want to change your life, start by changing how you see it. Train your mind to look for hope, even in hard moments. Look for lessons, not losses. Look for progress, not perfection. Because when your perspective changes, your whole world begins to shift, and that's where true transformation begins. 2. Rewiring self-belief. Think about this for a moment. What if the only thing holding you back is the way you see yourself? Not your background, not your past, not your mistakes, but the thoughts you keep repeating in your own mind. Most people don't fail because they're not good enough. They fail because they believe they're not good enough. That quiet voice inside their head says, "I'm not smart enough," or "I'll never be successful," and over time, they begin to believe it's true. But here's the truth. Those thoughts are not facts. They are stories, and just like any story, they can be rewritten. Self-belief is like the foundation of a house. If the foundation is weak, the whole house struggles to stand. But when the foundation is strong, it can hold up against anything: storms, winds, time. In the same way, your belief in yourself holds up your dreams. If you believe you can do something, you're already halfway there. If you don't, you'll find excuses, not solutions. So how do you build belief in yourself? It starts with small changes. First, notice how you talk to yourself. Would you speak to a friend the same way you speak to yourself? If not, it's time to change that. Replace harsh words with kinder ones. Instead of saying, "I'm terrible at this," say, "I'm learning, I'm improving, I'm doing my best." These may sound like small words, but they carry big power. There was once a young woman who wanted to become a teacher, but for years she believed she wasn't smart enough. She remembered a time in school when she struggled, and those memories stayed with her, so she avoided trying. She told herself, "It's too late or I'll never make it." But one day, she had a simple thought: what if I gave myself a chance? That thought became a decision. She started studying little by little. She asked for help when she needed it. She failed some tests, but she kept going. Slowly, her confidence grew. And eventually, she stood in front of her own classroom, teaching with joy and purpose, not because she was the smartest, but because she chose to believe in herself. You don't need to have everything figured out. You don't need to be perfect. All you need is the courage to take the first step and the belief that you can. When that belief becomes a habit, everything changes. You walk taller, you speak with more strength, you try harder, you take chances, and most of all, you keep going, even when it's hard. Building self-belief takes time. Some days will be easier than others. Some days the doubt will come back. That's normal. But each time it does, remind yourself, I've been through tough things before. I've grown. I've survived. I've learned. I can do this. Say it out loud if you need to. Write it down. Repeat it until it sinks in. You are not your past. You are not your mistakes. You are not the voice that tells you to stop. You are the person who decides to keep going. And that decision made over and over again builds the strongest kind of belief, the belief that you are capable of more than you ever imagined. So today, choose to speak to yourself with kindness. Choose to believe in the path ahead. And remember, every great journey begins with one small, brave step. Believe that you can take it, and you will. 3. Goals fuel the mind. Imagine going on a long journey with no map, no direction, and no idea where you're trying to go. You might keep walking, but you won't know if you're getting closer to anything that matters. That's what life feels like without clear goals. You wake up each day, go through the motions, but deep down, you feel lost or stuck. Goals give your life direction. They are like signs pointing the way forward. They give your mind something to work toward, something to focus on, something to build. Having a goal doesn't mean everything will go perfectly, but it means you know what you're working for. It gives you a reason to push through the hard days. A goal, no matter how big or small, creates a spark. It gives you purpose. It gives you hope. It gives your actions meaning. A strong goal is more than just a wish. It's something you care about. It's something you can imagine clearly. It's something you can take steps toward. Think about what excites you, what challenges you, or what makes you feel proud. These are signs of what your heart wants. That's where your goals should come from, not from what others expect, but from what makes you feel alive. There was once a man who had always wanted to learn how to play music, but for years he told himself he was too old, too busy, too far behind. Then one day he wrote down a simple goal: learn one song, just one. That little goal gave him something to look forward to every evening. He practiced a little each day. Some days were slow, some days he wanted to quit, but he kept going. One song turned into 2, then 3. A year later, he played for his family and brought tears to their eyes. His dream didn't happen overnight. It happened because he gave it direction and he stayed with it. This is what goals do. They turn big dreams into small steps. They take what seems impossible and make it something you can work toward day by day. You start to feel stronger, more focused, more alive. If you don't have a goal, life can start to feel empty. You might stay busy, but you won't feel fulfilled. But when you have a goal,